Okay, we are recording, so whoever is starting, you can just unmute yourself.
Hi guys. Okay, so we are so pumped to be able to pour into y'all tonight. We are going to be talking about the comparison game, being so super loud about your journey, and staying in your own lane. So it is going to be absolutely freaking amazing because we are now halfway through the month, and depending on where your tracker is or how you're doing it, it's so easy to kind of get discouraged or start paying attention to what other people are doing. And so I seriously feel like this is coming at the absolute best time. But for those of you who don't know, I am relatively new to this company. I've been in for about 90 days. My name is Natalie Kahn. I have actually been in this industry. I had just recently hit my 2-year mark. I transitioned from another company, but at that time, even before going into the other, I was completely new to network marketing. I was a full-time physics teacher for a high school. I was also a intern assistant principal. I thought that was my God-given calling, that's where I was supposed to be. And so I never really paid attention to anything else. I kind of just joined network marketing basically pay off my student loans and to have some more vacation funds and that sort of thing. So, but once I got started, I saw this massive vision and this opportunity that was in front of me, and I literally braced for it and I ran. And so if you are new and you're just hopping on, you recently joined, you have no idea how much opportunity is in this industry. And if you embrace it, pair up with the right people and really pour into this and give it everything that you have no idea how different your life could look in a few months. And so I realized around my 2-year mark that I was ready to grow and up level and start something new and be somewhere with a strong foundation. And so that's what led me into Lavelle. And I am so freaking happy to be here. I was able to retire myself, and so I do this full time now. And I'm telling y'all, this is the place to be. There is nobody else being around girls like this that truly help you grow. And so I'm just so excited to be with everyone tonight. Before I actually get started on my part, I'm going to pass it on, and she's going to pour into you a little bit.
Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, just give me a thumbs up or something so I know, or a chat thing. Okay, my lighting is awful in this bathroom. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to figure my life out, but this is usually how I do my lives. This is literally how I run my business, is literally in my bathroom, on the toilet, while I'm pumping, all of the things. So welcome to my office. This is it. So I'm Brielle, for those of you guys that don't know, just so you know, I'm so freaking excited, and I also want to throw up at the same time. So I'm just gonna put that out there. Just letting you guys know I'm nervous as hell. But honestly, it's so crazy because this has been something that's been on my heart for a really, really long time. I've literally been picturing this scenario in my head for a long time. I want to go on a Zoom, but God is going to present the opportunity for me when it's the right time, for people to hear my story and hear from where I'm coming from. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Brielle. I am a proud 4K leader, and I've been in this for 16 months. 16 months. And I am a newbie to network marketing. I thought I was going to be a teacher. I thought that was going to be what I was going to do for the rest of my life, until I had my son. And my whole world completely changed. Sorry, I have to set my timer because otherwise I'll talk your ear off and tell you my story for the next 2 hours because I get really passionate. So I set my timer just so you know, and I'm shaking. I'm so nervous. So I thought that was going to be what I was going to do for the next 30 years. Right? I got my bachelor's. I did all the things. I did everything right. I got married. I had my son. And when I had him, everything changed. And I knew from that moment, I didn't want to get away from him. And I didn't want to get away from him. What am I even saying? I didn't want to be away from him. And so when he was 2 months old, I actually started seeking out opportunities to stay home with him. And this is how crazy God is, and how he knows to set us up for the things that we're supposed to, is when he was 2 months old, I reached out on a mom group and I was like, how can I earn an income from home? I'm about to go on maternity or get off maternity leave. My son was 10 weeks old when I went back to work full time as a teacher. And I was desperate to stay home with him, but I just didn't know how I could do it. And so this girl referred me to some chick called Jessica Kearns or something like that. And I don't know what it was that sparked me to message her, but I followed her for probably like she was with another company at the time. And I probably followed her for like, I don't know, like a year and a half or something like that. And I would see her talk about her working from her phone and all these things. And so this is how crazy God is she was with another opportunity at the time. And then I saw her switch from that one to Thrive. And at that time, I actually switched to being a stay-at-home mom. So I went back to teaching when my son was 10 weeks old. And then I got really bad postpartum depression. I had a really hard time transitioning to motherhood. I just had a really hard time. And if you are a mom and you've had that as well, like just raise your hand and let me know. So I struggled a lot postpartum. And so when I went to teaching, it was really hard. It was really hard. I would literally cry all the way to work and all the way back. I would cry while I had a pump in a closet. And I would cry right now just thinking about it. So we decided when my son was 10 months old that I would just stay home. We'd go from 2 incomes to 1. And so when he was about a year and a half, we decided, okay, we're going to start trying for another kid. We're going to start trying for another baby. But I knew in the mental state that I was at, I could not bring another kid into this world with how depressed I was, with me not getting out of my bed. And I thought that when I was a stay-at-home mom, that everything would be better, right? Like once I'm home with him, then everything will be great and I'll be happy and that's where I'm supposed to be. And that wasn't the case. I was still depressed. I was still trying to figure out what the heck my purpose was. I thought I was supposed to be a teacher, that was what I was supposed to do for the rest of my life. And I started feeling lost again. I started feeling like, what the heck am I supposed to do? And what is my purpose? And I would keep crying out to God, like, what the heck is my purpose? Like, I would wake up every single day, like, there is nothing left for me. Like, I literally had gotten to that point to where I was just like, what the heck am I doing here still? And I would keep seeing Jess post, and I would keep seeing this girl, Jessica Kearns, post about how, how she was feeling on this system and these patches and all these things. And I was like, and it was actually a picture of her sister Shay. It was before and after, and I just messaged her and I was like, okay, what the heck is this? Because when you are so freaking sick and tired of being depressed, of being low energy and all those things, you will do whatever the heck it is you want it, like something, right? You just want to do something. So anyways, that's how I got started with this. And my whole thing is I hit the ground running. I got started full force. I got the $400 promoter pack. I'm like, what the heck? Like, I need income, right? We went from 2 incomes to 1. I was staying at home with my son, and I hit the ground running. I hit my VIPs, my VIP 800, my VIP 1600. I hit the iPad mini bonus, right? I was like, I'm feeling it. I'm on fire. Like, I'm killing this. And then there were no more bonuses. And then we found out that we were actually expecting 6 weeks after I started. And so then I started to feel lost and in this kind of game of, 1, there's no more bonuses, so what the heck is my goal now, right? 2, my family helped me a lot with my bonuses. So then it was this whole defeat of I didn't earn that, and looking at all these other people killing it. And so I'm going to kind of stop it right there, and I'm going to continue to kind of what was my turning point for me, because like I said, I'm a proud freaking 4K leader right now, but some of y'all are 4K leaders. Some of y'all are hitting your VIPs and you're not proud of yourselves and you're getting in your head about that. So we're going to talk about, we're going to go to Natalie, and then I'm going to talk more about how you need to own your story. You need to own where you're at and be damn proud of every single step that you take towards that. So Natalie, I'm going to take it back to you.
Okay, cool. I'm unmuted. I'm good to go. Okay, so I want to ask y'all something real quick. How many of y'all, like if you were to go to your page right now, how many of y'all talk about the things that either where you're going? If I could go to your page right now, can I tell like what you're passionate about here? Like, what is it that you want? What makes you so freaking pumped to be here? For me, like, it's the freedom of time. It's not a dollar amount. It's not about a bonus or anything. For me, like, being able to design my day every single day, being able to be with my children, being able to be a full-time wife, that is what I am so freaking passionate about. So if I am drinking a margarita at 9 a.m., which I do, like, judge me all you want, I will be whoever I want to be on my social media, because I am so proud to own my time. So if you go to your social media, what does it say about you? Are you speaking your passion? Are you speaking the small things that you're grateful for? And so if it's not, like, and you get so caught up, like, or if you are guilty of going to other people's pages and seeing, like, how they post, or what am I not doing right? Like, if I haven't hit 4K, or I haven't hit 12K, or why am I not 40K? Like, if you are so wrapped up in looking left and right, and then you are completely missing out on how you are supposed to be posting. No one else can speak your passion for you. No one else can speak what you're grateful for. That's something that you have to do, and that has to come from your heart. And if you are not speaking from your heart, then you are not connecting with the people who are following you, that are supposed to be on this journey with you. You cannot be anybody else. You cannot. There are enough people, like, doing their own thing, that, like, you don't need to duplicate anybody. There's so much abundance in this world. God has given us so much abundance, but you have to embrace where you are and be happy for the things that you have. God already knows your plan. God knows where you're going. God knows your agenda. But until you get right, until you're in a good place with your heart and your mind, you're not gonna, like, level up to that. Like, you can't level up to these next things until you are grateful for where you're at and you're loud for the things that you have. So if you go to your page right now, like, does your page show that you're grateful for where you are? Like, what does your page say about you? Because God is not going to give you all these blessings if you're not grateful for what you have right now. He's just not. And unless you can be happy for other people, and I will speak for this, like, on behalf of my own business, I got so caught up in wondering why somebody was going to this rank and this rank and this rank, but they were only in for like 2 weeks, or they were only in for a month, and they, like, double promoted to all these things. I'm like, what do they have that I don't have? And you get caught up in looking at all these things around you that you completely disconnect with the people you are supposed to be pouring your heart out to. And so for me personally, like, I had to unfollow people, because, like, I do, like, I will be so honest with you. I look left and I look right, and I start questioning myself and getting in my head about, well, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, is there not enough? Yeah, the problem is that I'm in my head. Have you ever written down what goes on in your head and the way that you talk to yourself? Have you ever looked at somebody else's page, like within Thrive, who promoted, like, super, super fast, or they double promoted, or they got a rank, or y'all joined at the same time, and now she's like a 40K, but you're, like, chilling at 12, or you're chilling at 4, or whatever it may be. And, like, you go there and you look at everything, and then you just start having all these dirty thoughts in your head. Like, have you ever written that down and realized, like, what's going through your mind? Like, I truly believe, like, for me personally, until my heart got right, until, like, I could feel it in my heart and be happy for somebody else who moved faster than I did, and not envy them and not be jealous of their success, like, God was not going to give me another blessing until I could be grateful for where I am and clap for other people without being jealous. Like, I had to put my blinders on and speak to the people who I needed to speak to, instead of looking at everybody else's successes. Everybody else's successes, that's not saying that you're a failure. You're not lacking anything, but you have to walk in your own purpose. When you're not walking in your own purpose, then you're not being loud about your journey. You're not being loud about the things that you're passionate about. There are so many people on here, like, if I talk about somebody else who has kids too, like, I love my kids, but I mean, I will probably post a margarita over my children, because, like, that's my life. Like, those are the things I love to do. And so if I'm posting somebody else's content, or I'm looking into someone else's page and it influences the way that I post, but that's not me, I'm going to completely miss out on who I'm supposed to be connecting with and bringing under my wing. And God is not going to trust to give me those people in my business if I can't even take care of my own mind. If I can't be grateful for my own blessings, God is not going to give me the people in my business that I need to go further, because if I can't take care of myself, I can't take care of them either. And they have to learn that, and you have to learn it too. It is a growth process. Keep your blinders on. Write down every single morning what you are grateful for and what you're passionate for. Are you passionate about the bonuses? Are you passionate about the money, what it's going to do in your life? Yes, the comparison trap is so destructive. It messes with your mind and you start talking so bad to yourself. And if you just could see it, it's so awful. So write down the things that you're grateful about and be loud about those things. Be obnoxiously loud. If it's being able to do whatever you want on a Tuesday morning instead of having to go to work, if it's being able to go to work, but go out to lunch, just being able to go out to lunch because you have the extra funds to do that, be loud about that. That's freaking amazing. Be happy where you are because you have to level up. And every time you level up, it requires that you grow a little bit more and you get into a completely different mindset. So you have to embrace where you are now and really speak it and really tell people that and share your story and connect with those people. Because if you're sharing someone else's, if I'm sharing my best friend's story, that's not me. That's not me at all. I don't know anybody else who drinks margaritas at 9 o'clock. I just keep saying that because that's truly my story. I'm not even afraid of it. I'm not worried about being judged. But if I'm not sharing that stuff, I'm missing out on who I'm supposed to be connecting with. So if you're wondering why you're not moving forward faster, if you're wondering why you're not where you want to be, within a certain time frame, but you're doing everything you're supposed to, but you're not where you're to be. Well, either God's trying to teach you something, or you're not being loud enough about the things that you're thankful that you have in front of you right now, that God doesn't feel like he can bless you with more because you're not there yet, and that's what you have to think of. It's not about who's ahead of you. You don't know what goes on at their house. You don't know what goes on in their own mind and what they've had to defeat, the devils in their head and stuff. You don't know what they've overcome to get to where they are, and nobody knows where you are in your own mindset either. So give yourself some credit and be loud about where you are. It doesn't matter if you've been stuck at the same place for 2 years. You serve a purpose in this journey. God has a purpose for you. He knows where you're going. It doesn't matter how fast or how many different routes there are to your destination. You're going to get there, but you have to become that person and be grateful for what you have before you arrive to your destination. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pass it on. Otherwise, I will just keep going because I get super hype. So go ahead, Brielle. I'll let you talking about the comparison game.
Okay. So where I left off was basically owning your story, because like I said, I started this and I went in full force. I got my VIPs, I got my iPad bonus, right? And then, but I think, see, you start something for a reason. I started because why? I was depressed. I was exhausted. I was tired. I needed something. And then I got so focused on bonuses. I got so focused on looking at other people. I got so focused on trying to make my leader proud. I'm a huge people pleaser. And for me, I'm oh, I don't want my leader to be disappointed in me if I don't make it this month, or I don't want them to be upset with me, right? Guys, your leader, at least the leadership we got, okay, they don't care how much you're bringing them. They care about how much you're bringing to yourself. What are you doing for yourself? Are you growing? Because what is a bunch of enrollments? What is a bunch of volume if you are freaking miserable and you are still depressed and you are still broken and you are still going through that endless cycle? So I think what happened with me is I wasted so much energy and time on looking at other people and comparing myself to other people. So I want to give you guys this analogy because I love analogies. And so whenever Em gets on and she's talking about her analogies, it totally works for my brain because that's just how I roll. So I want to give you guys an analogy because so many times, right, we think we get in this industry and we start comparing ourselves and we're insecure and all this stuff. And we think that's the only time that we've ever compared ourselves ever in our life, which is not true. We've been doing it since we were this young, right? When we would compare ourselves to Susie, who has this cool shirt and we wanted that shirt. But I used to, and I'm guilty of this, because when I would compare myself all the time to other people, guess what? It was pouring into my kids. I was doing it with my son. So with my son, they have all the developmental milestones, right? At this age, your kid is supposed to start crawling. At this age, your kid's supposed to start walking. At this age, right, your kid's supposed to start talking. So I would see on social media other kids walking at 12 months. And I'm looking at my son and I'm like, why isn't he walking yet? I would look at other kids starting to pull up and, you pull yourselves up on a table, and he wasn't doing that yet. I would see other kids, crawling at his age. They were even younger than him and they were crawling. And I'm like, my son's not crawling. What am I doing wrong? Why isn't he crawling yet? How come this kid's over here and he's only, 5 months old and he's crawling, and my son's 9 months old and he's barely crawling? How come he's not crawling yet? What am I doing wrong? And I felt like a failure. I felt like I was failing as a mom, because my kid's not walking yet. He was 12 months old, then he was 14 months old, then he's 15 months old, and he's still not walking. Still not walking. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm seeing all these other kids walking before he, they're 12 months old and all these things. And guess what? At 16 months old, he started walking. He finally, he would be walking, but he would have to hold my hand. He was so scared to let go. He was so scared to let go of my hand that he wouldn't do it on his own. And so many of you guys are scared. You want it. You want this next level. You want that. But you are so actually scared in your mind for that next level of leadership. Even though in your heart you might feel like, oh, I'm ready to lead my team. But are you? Are you truly ready for that next level? Are you ready to wake up and have 50,000 messages from other people that are like, I'm not getting any enrollments, or I'm struggling with this and I'm struggling with that? Are you actually really ready to handle that? And that was with my son, so badly. As much as I wanted him to walk, was he truly ready developmentally for that? And guess what? Just because my son started walking at 16 months old does not mean that my son is less than, or is not as intelligent, or is not as capable as the kid who was walking at 12 months old. You guys are looking at other people who are walking before you and thinking that you're less than, thinking that you're a failure, thinking that you won't be able to get to that walking stage, and because you're still crawling, right? You're still in that crawling stage. You're still, trying to figure out how to pull yourself up. But you're looking at all these other people who are walking and running around while you're still trying to figure out this crawling stage. Embrace that you're in that crawling stage. Embrace that you're in that whatever stage that you're at, that you still have to hang on for a little bit. But do you just because you're at that crawling stage, does that mean that you shouldn't try, right? Does it mean just because my son wasn't walking yet that I should give up and go, you know what, you're not walking yet and you're 12 months old, you need to get your crap together. You know what, now I'm just going to give up on walking with you because you're not at where you should be, or what a chart says you should be at, or what everybody else on social media's kids say that they're at, right? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Don't do that to yourself, because you're wasting so much energy on that when you should just be focusing on getting yourself to that walking stage. Because then once you start to get that, once he started walking, he took off and he was running. So once you get to that stage, I'm telling you, that next running stage, you will be there. And then all of a sudden you will gain this confidence, the confidence my son had when he started walking, I can do this. I got this. And you just have to keep practicing. Guys, I've been in this for 16 months. Do you think that every single month that went by that I wasn't 12K yet, that I was beating myself up? But guess what? That's why I wasn't at that next level, because I was so focused on just getting to 12K, on just getting to that next level. And I'm going to share you guys something with this. Guess what? This is how freaking bad my mindset was when I started last year, in June. So 2018 in June. I found out I was pregnant end of July. So I was trying to find myself and all those things. From the month of September to December of 2018, I enrolled nobody. Nobody knew. From September to December, I enrolled no one knew. No new customers. But guess what? I still had my old customers enrolling or getting new orders. So I was thriving for free. But I was so focused on what I was lacking. I was so focused on what I wasn't getting. I wasn't grateful for the fact that I was still able to thrive for free, even though I wasn't enrolling anybody new. I wasn't grateful for the people I did have on my team. I wasn't showing that gratitude for the leadership I did have. I wasn't showing the gratitude for the walk that I did have. Once my son started walking, am I going to get onto him because he started walking late? Am I going to keep focusing on, well, you know what? You started crawling though at like way late, dude. You started walking at 16 months. No, I am just celebrating the fact that now he's walking. I'm just celebrating that. So guys, you need to celebrate every single win, every single step that my son took. It was like a freaking huge deal. Even if it was just 1-2 steps. I didn't celebrate once he got to 10 steps. I celebrated for every single freaking step he took. And some of you guys aren't celebrating anything that you're doing. All you're looking at is what you're not doing, that you're not walking, that you're not at that stage. And you need to focus on any time you wake up and you just decide to show up for your business, that you went live when you didn't feel like it, that someone got in your inbox and said, you inspired the hell out of me. Thank you. Even though they didn't, make a purchase. You're at least, people are watching. And so you gotta flip that. You gotta flip that mindset, and you also gotta own where you're at, and you gotta own what you're not doing. Because here's the thing, you can blame everybody else. Oh, it's this, oh, it's that, it's because of this, it's because of that. You have to own where you're at and be damn proud. You need to own that you're new and you have no idea what the heck you're doing. Own that. When you're talking to people, say that. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm still learning the whole process, but I really want to help you. Let me go to my upline. You need to own that you're going after something. So many times I wouldn't talk about the auto bonus. I wouldn't talk about, all these different things, free trips, all that, because I hadn't gotten that yet. But own that you're working towards that. Like, be proud, be like, hey, I'm going towards this auto bonus. This is what I want. Like, talk about, don't think you got to make it. Don't think you need to be, I'm going to keep talking about it, but don't think you need to be walking in order to talk about it. Be like, oh, I can't wait till I start walking. I can't wait till I get on the move and I can get running around with my friends. Be excited about going after something, right? Just like when you're pregnant and you're about to have your baby, you haven't had your baby yet, but you're talking about it. You're excited about what's to come. That you're gonna have that baby, even though that baby's not in your arms yet. And guys, so many times in our life, we have been able to conquer things that are new. With whether you're a mom and you had that baby, you had no idea what the heck you were doing, right? You just take it day by day. When you started a new job, you had no idea what the heck you were doing, but you take it day by day. Anything that's new, you take it day by day. So you can't compare that. You can't compare yourself, okay? I can't compare. I have a 6-month-old now, and I have a 3-year-old, okay? My son is now 3 years old, that I talked about, that changed my whole life. He's 3 years old now, and I have a 6-month-old, my little Thrive baby. And wouldn't it be a disservice to my 6-month-old to compare him to my 3-year-old? Right? Looking at my son Jackson, why aren't you talking yet? Your older brother's talking yet. Why aren't you walking yet? Why aren't you? Don't compare your 6-month journey to someone's 3-year journey. Don't compare your 1-month journey to someone else's, right? They've been in the game longer. And even so, like, you need to own where you're at. Own if you are a 4K leader and you are 16 months in and you are going for a 12K bonus. Own that. Own that God has a purpose for everything, that the reason that I haven't hit 12K yet is because he's like, girl, there's a 12K bonus coming around the corner that you need to hit. You need to wait. You need to wait because you're not you're not ready for that level. I wasn't ready for that level of leadership yet. I wasn't ready to wake up to a bunch of messages from people that are needing me, right? While I got my 2 kids I got to take care of. I wasn't ready for that level. He knew when I would be ready for that level. So I want to end it with this. You don't just celebrate, right? And I kind of talked about that. You don't just celebrate the results. You don't just celebrate when you get there. You need to celebrate the journey to get there. Like if you're going on a hike, you don't just celebrate when you get to the top of that mountain. You celebrate for every damn step that you took, because it was hard and you were exhausted and you were tired and you didn't know if you're going to be able to make it to that top, but you were able to. You're not going to beat yourself up because you had to stop and take breaks sometimes because you were so exhausted and you were so down. You're going to celebrate once you get to the top of that mountain because you kept pushing even though your mind was telling you, you can't do this, right? If anyone done a workout and you're trying to push through it and your mind's like, girl, you need to stop. This hurts. How many of you have had that in your brain where you're like, girl, you need to stop. This hurts. This sucks. I'm defeated. I'm feeling bad about myself, right? Guys, you got to flip that mindset. You got to enjoy the hell out of this journey because it is freaking fun. Okay, don't think that you can't have fun while you're in your VIPs, that you can't have fun while you're a 4K leader, that you can't have fun while you're a brand promoter, that the only time you have fun is when you're making bank, or when you're at 200K, or when you're 80K. Guys, you can have fun right now where you're at. So some of you guys are in the newborn stage, some of you are in the crawling, some of you are in the walking, but you better be damn proud of every day that you wake up and are going after what you want and going after your goals. And I hope that this helps you. I hope that it spoke to you, because the more you enjoy this, guys, the more fun it's going to be, and the quicker it's going to be to get there when you're having fun. So that's it for me. I hope you guys have a fabulous night. And Em, I didn't know if you want to say anything else, but I'm good.
I think that this is the best Zoom that I've ever been on. I can't even, like, how blessed are we? Can I just say that? How blessed are we that we have this many amazing women and that you guys just delivered that message. So I love you all. This was incredible. It was impactful. I will upload this later, and we love you so, so much. Good night.